Phew. Book club, it's time. It's time for me to review the most anticipated book of 2024. I read it several weeks ago, but it's taken me this long to really digest and process this book that I was so excited to read, and I just needed a chance to catch my breath. So here it is, finally, my review of Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson. 1,330 pages later. Like I said, I just needed to catch my breath and process before I could truly review it the right way. First thoughts though, outstanding, deep, thoughtful, violent, not the ending I expected. Even weeks later, my heart's still racing, my head is still reeling. Brandon Sanderson's Wind and Truth is the epic conclusion to the first arc of the Stormlight Archive, a fantastic series that's been captivating readers with its intricate world building, its complex characters, and its powerful themes. This fifth installment delivers everything fans have come to expect from Brandon Sanderson and more. Wind and Truth picks up immediately, like hours after the events of Rhythm of War, with Dalinar Kholin facing an impossible challenge, a contest of champions against the evil god Odium, with the fate of Roshar hanging in the balance. As the Knights Radiant and Dalinar's united coalition prepares for the impending battle, the story unfolds across multiple storylines, each filled with danger, intrigue, emotional depth, and a whole lot of lessons. What did I love? Everything? Seriously, this book is a masterpiece. Sanderson masterfully weaves together the multiple plot threads, each with its own unique challenges and triumphs. The characters are more complex and relatable than ever. And the action sequences, holy cow, they're breathtaking. The Sanderlanche this time wasn't quite as grand, but it was like the whole book was a Sanderlanche. One thing that I absolutely loved was the empathy that Wind and Truth inspired inside of me. It's not just a fantasy epic, it's a journey into the hearts and minds of characters who experience life in ways that many people can't fully comprehend. Kaladin's battle with depression and PTSD, for example, is portrayed with such raw honesty and sensitivity that it's impossible not to feel this deep empathy for his struggles. Shallan, Adolin, Renarin, Dalinar, Zeth, Yasna, Navani, every member of Bridge 4, they all have emotional trauma or emotional illness of some sort. I found each person's experience with their trial so well written and personal that I found myself expanding in empathy for those who struggle. Sanderson doesn't offer easy answers because there are none, but he shows us the power of resilience and the importance of seeking help. Wind and Truth also introduces same-gender relationships to Brandon Sanderson work for the first time. The relationship between Renarin and R'hllane is a beautiful example of love and acceptance and reminds us that that emotions transcend societal norms. By experiencing their journey along with them, their hopes and their fears, we gain a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by those who love differently. This inclusion, along with the exploration of mental health, highlights the very real-world applications of this fantasy novel. It reminds us that even in a world of magic and mythical creatures, the struggles of the human heart are universal. It's a fantasy novel, but it's also real. I loved the epic scope. It's breathtaking. Like I said, 1,300 pages. We're talking like Les Mis and Count of Monte Cristo long. Every page reads so easily, and the epic battles, the political intrigue, the personal struggles, they somehow all magically coalesce into a cohesive, satisfying narrative, and this 1,300-page book reads like a book half that length. You're finished, and you wish you weren't. I loved the satisfying conclusion mostly. After all the speculation of how it would come together, Wind and Truth provides a satisfying, although unexpected, conclusion to the first arc of the Stormlight Archive. I was expecting more closure than I got, honestly, but I can't complain too much. The stage is set for a whole lot of exciting new adventures to come. What didn't I love? Well, nothing. Okay, well, maybe the next 7-year wait for book 6, it's going to be excruciating, seriously, but that's hardly a criticism of this incredible novel. Plus, I pretty strongly suspect we'll be seeing much more of these characters much sooner than book 6 of the Stormlight Archive. Sensitive content. I feel like the violence in this book was more violent this time around. The killing and the battles, they're pretty intense. The mental health themes. The novel deals with themes of depression, PTSD, suicide, so be aware of that. There's strong language. This novel includes stronger language than previous Brandon Sanderson novels. We've got some 4-letter words in here, folks. The same-gender relationships. There are same-gender relationships in this book, which include a shared kiss between 2 men. Should you read it? Well, if you're a fan of epic fantasy, then you absolutely must read Wind and Truth. It is a masterpiece of the genre, and it will stay with you long after you're done. But you cannot read it until you've read the other Cosmere books that come before. Go read Mistborn to start, and that will begin this fantastic voyage you had to have ahead of you of catching up with the Cosmere. This dad says Wind and Truth is appropriate for readers 16 and up. Happy reading, everyone.